Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Simply Farms. Today, let's dive into biochar.
Give it to me.
Now we're going to talk about something called biochar. Biochar is a fascinating material that's making waves in the agriculture and environmental circles. Now, you might be asking, what is biochar? Now, I know some of you guys know what it is, and some of you guys might not know what it is. So if you have used biochar before, or you know what it is, go ahead and put a comment on, right below, right there, and let me know what was your experience when you used biochar, and how did you get to find out about biochar? Because for the ones who don't know what biochar is a carbon-based product that is made by heating up organic material, like wood scrappings, yard waste. So pretty much what you're doing is you're burning this material and you're transforming this waste into a valuable resource that can significantly enhance the health of your soil. Now, we've been talking about the health of the soil, the pH balance of the soil, because I believe that when you're spending your money on purchasing seeds or seedlings, when you're transferring them into the soil, it makes a difference whether or not the soil will support them. So this is the reason why I'm telling you guys about this, is because I want you guys to be armed with all the information that you possibly can to know how to amend your soil, so that way once you do your transfers and you start planting, your soil will be ready for all these seedlings or the seeds that you're going to put down. So let's get back into biochar. Now, what are some of the benefits of biochar? Let's talk about those. So first of all, we talked about soil health. Biochar, what it does is it improves the water retention of the soil, and also it helps with the nutrients availability, right? Especially when you have sandy soil like I have here in Florida, or you have degraded soil. So biochar will actually help with the soil to where it's aerated and it has a better nutrient availability in that soil. Biochar also helps with carbon sequestration. So what is carbon sequestration? So carbon sequestration is trapping carbon in the soil for hundreds, even thousands of years, which what that does is it helps reduce greenhouse gas, right? Biochar is not only beneficial to the soil, it also, believe it or not, helps with pollution reduction. Biochar has this ability to pull and filter heavy metals, pesticides, and contaminants, which will improve the soil and also helps with the quality of the water when you do water your plants. Now, I told you all this stuff about what it is. Now, how do you use this stuff, right? The way you would use biochar is when you're trying to use it for soil amendment. A lot of farmers, what they would do is they would mix it into the soil, which then would boost fertility in that soil, as well as the structure of the soil. So it actually helps support rooting. Some people also use biochar in their compost, because biochar, not only does it help with reducing the smell of your compost, it's also helping enhance the bioorganisms that are breaking down the actual compost for you. So adding biochar to your compost, it actually helps it out. Now, biochar also has an environmental impact, okay? Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Because think about it, right? Not only are you using yard waste, branches, leaves, and all of that, where you're actually making sure that you have a way to manage your yard waste, you're also turning something that would be an actual nuisance or just garbage into an actual valuable. I know I've been talking about it. I know I give you guys a lot of facts about it, but let's go ahead and make some, because I'm going to make some biochar so that way I can show you guys how it happens, and so that way you can actually make some for yourself. and use it in your garden to help improve your soil, as I stated before. So let's go ahead and make some biochar. All right. First, we're going to have to get some wood chopped up, and then I have some wood that my neighbor gave me the other day that I'm going to be using to add to this mix. It's live oak. It's down there. Got some live oak there. Got some live oak over there. So we're going to chop up some of this live oak that you see right behind me by my shed, and that is what we're going to be using as our organic matter to make our biochar. So the process that we're going to be using, I can't remember the exact name, but it's something like pyrrolane. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to burn this wood to a point, not to where it comes all the way down to an ash form, but we're going to contain it once it gets to more of a charcoal form. Okay, so watch this here. I have been monitoring the progress of how this is burning because I want to make sure that I don't let it get reduced to the point where it's wood ash, because we've already done some wood ash. We have plenty of it ready for the garden, so we don't need a bunch of wood ash. So now we need our biochar. So I've been making sure that I'm moving the wood around to make sure we don't have some of the sides that goes to wood ash and some stays biochar. So we want to make sure that we're turning it around and we're watching it, so that way we can have the end result exactly the way we want. So what I'm doing is I'm moving the pieces that seem like they're ready to stop burning out of the way so they can stop the burn, while pushing the other pieces further into the fire. There we go. We're gonna let that side burn, and we're gonna douse this side with some water, because we want to now stop it from continuing to get all the way down to wood ash. So now we're actually stopping the burn. And then we're going to let these dry out. And then that's when we're going to crush them. So this is pretty much how you make bioash. Is you stop the burning at this point, which then creates the bioash. Let me show you guys. This is the bioash. And we're going to do the same thing for those pieces over there. All right, so we are dousing this down now that everything kind of looks like biochar. So we're going to go ahead and get it to stop burning. And then once this dries out, I'm going to crush it into a powder, which then becomes my biochar. All right, so we're in the final steps of turning this wood ash, or I'm sorry, this biochar into its true form, which is crushing this material, which was some live oak that I burnt in my fire pit, that I stopped the burn once it got to a charcoal form. So you guys can see right here, it's like charcoal. So it's not ash, it's actual charcoal that we're going to crush, then supercharge, and use in our garden to help ourselves mend the soil, so that way we don't waste our money when we start planting this coming spring. And also we can start using it now, because I'm in Florida, like I said. The weather is nice, so I'm going to start doing some seedlings here soon, so that way I get ahead of the game. So all my pepper seeds, my tomato seeds, and some others, I'm going to start putting those in their little trays and get them started, because we're probably going to get maybe one more cold snap, and then, which is not going to be that cold, let's be honest. It's going to be in the 50s. It's going to do some raining, and then after that we're going to start warming back up and everything will be fine. So I want to make sure I get a jump start on that. But let's get this biochar done. So I took another piece of this live oak. This is what I used to make the biochar, right? And I found one that had a very nice flat area and has some weight to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to crush this down. Now, if you have any allergies, please make sure you wear a mask, because it is getting it's going to get a little dusty. So I want to make sure everybody's going to be okay. So if you do have any allergies, wear a mask. But I don't have any allergies, so I'm just going to start crushing this down. And I just let the weight of this piece of wood do all the work. All I'm doing is lifting it and kind of guiding it down. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me show you what it looks like. Like I said, it does get a little dusty, as you can clearly see. So make sure you're doing this outside in a very well ventilated area. Now, I do have some pieces of wood in here that didn't go all the way down to charcoal, so I'm going to go ahead and take these guys out, because I want only the char pieces like this. It's going to break down. I'm going to show you guys what the end product looks like. This is where it's at right now. And I've only been doing it for about 3 minutes. So it doesn't really take much to crush this stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and supercharge it so I can use it later on. So this is all the biochar that I've made. And with all the different supercharging properties that I talked to you guys about before. As you can see, you can tell that there's more in here than just charcoal. So this is something that's going to be very helpful to me. I'm trying to make as much of it as possible, so that way I can amend my soil as much as possible when needed, because I do live in a sandy soil. And soil amendment, if you live in a soil like mine, like clay or sandy soil, or just degraded soil, this is a way that you're going to help yourself without having to continuously having to purchase more and more soil. There's a way for you to get the soil that you already have to a state where it actually will support the plants that you're growing in there for years to come. All right. So like I said, guys, if you learn something and you like the material, definitely subscribe. Give me the thumbs up, and stay tuned. I will bring you more eco-friendly ways of improving your soil and making sure that your garden thrives for years to come. All right, let's keep growing together.